last night was fantastic, and the Lions win again. The Packers have to be one of the better 9-4 teams you're ever going to see. I mean, 9-4 is a good record, don't get me wrong, but the Packer team's pretty good. You know, I mean,
they might be the fourth best team in the NFC.
They might be the third best team in the NFC.
Fourth.
So you still think the Vikings are better?
Yeah.
See, I think Shay and I were talking about this last night. I think the Viking Scott's going to hate us. I think the Packers are better. I think it's
I do too.
Lions, Eagles, however you want to do it right now.
Yeah.
Like those two. And then I think the Packers, even though the Vikings have the better record. Sorry. Oh, you're hating on the Vikings. Okay, we're hating on the Vikings. But I don't know.
We'll see. There's games.
See.
There's games upcoming, so we're going to find out.
So we saw Ben Johnson worked in some of his magic again, and you see that offense, how potent it is, how multiple it is, how dangerous it could be. Ben Johnson was singing his praises for the fourth down call. I think a lot of that is just, muscle up and move the pile, boys. That's what the Lions do about as well as anybody. But listen to this Albert Breer report from before the game, during the pregame on Amazon Prime, talk about Ben Johnson and how he's going to handle this upcoming offseason, because in all likelihood, he's going to be the most in-demand coaching candidate in the NFL cycle. Take a listen.
Ben Johnson's certainly going to be at the top of a lot of lists, but the Lions offensive coordinator is planning on taking a very different approach to this hiring cycle than he has to the last couple. He will not chase interviews. If he takes an interview, it's going to be with the intention of actually pursuing the job. And to that end, he has a couple of criteria. Number one, he'll be looking for organizational alignment, in particular between the GM and the head coach. And then he'll be looking for a recognition from the organization of the things that have gone wrong and a willingness to fix them. And of course, Ben Johnson's not the only name on the Lions coaching staff that's going to garner interest. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn's done a great job as well. He's got connections to both the Jets and the Saints. He played for the Jets. He coached for the Saints. I'd expect both those teams to have interest in him.
All right, so Ben Johnson's going to be pretty selective, and it's not just chasing interviews. He doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. I'm so curious to know. I have no inside knowledge whatsoever, like where the Bears are in their thinking right now, and if they want to aggressively pursue him the minute they can. And I think they would be able to, right, Jurk, if the Lions get the bye
week. Yeah, the bye week.
Right out of there, like if the Bears jump in and they show their determination to try to pry him away from the Lions.
And it'll be interesting to see who he chooses to go to.
Yeah.
During that bye week, if he does 2 interviews, which teams does he do it with?
Man, I mean, who's going to be, like, again, I
mean, if you're not getting one of the first 2 interviews and he's told you what his parameters are,
right,
and you're not getting in right away, it doesn't bode well for you. So we'll see how it happens. I would hope the Bears can get up.
I'm really curious. Like, I'm really curious. Like, are they already now they've got plenty of lead up time. I always push back against the notion that like somehow you get an advantage over everybody else hiring. I don't really think that's true. But you know what you're doing. You can start getting your ducks in a row. And like, is Ben Johnson on their board? If it's like the draft room. Is he number 1 on their board? I'm very curious to know the answer to that. Or if it's going to be typical McCaskey stuff where it's, well, we don't want to chase him.
How many boards are there at Hal's Hall?
There should be one board.
Is there Ryan Pohl's board? Is there Kevin Warren's board?
I don't know.
Is it George McClaskey's board? Which board do you have?
George's board, come on,
George's board what?
I don't know. I don't even know what I want to say. I don't even know the joke I want to make. The idea of George McCaskey having any sort of board that he's writing down football stuff on is, somewhat comical to me. Boy, he's doing Bob Ross paintings on his board. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing on his board. That's all he should be doing. I hope that George doesn't present them with a board of coaching candidates. No. I don't think Kevin Warren should either, to be quite honest. But
so it'd be Ryan Pohl's board.
It should
That's
be Ryan
one you're
Pohl's
looking at.
board.
He's the one putting the candidates up there.
Like, let's go, Ryan.
Here they are, 1, 2, 3. This is who we like.
Get it right.
We like them.
Get it right.
All right.
Here's your chance. You're going to get another chance to hire a coach. Your second one. Usually you get 2. You might not get a third. Let's go. Get it right. And where is Ben Johnson on that big board?
Don't you feel like Kevin Warren's going to want to put
I'm sure he will.
Mushy little fingers in there? You know what I'm saying?
Kevin Warren should be working on the stadium board. That's what he needs to work on.
That's his theoretical area of expertise.
Let Ryan Poles handle this one.
This is why you brought him in.
Oh, it's so Bears, isn't it? You new GM, and then you hire somebody above him. And the ideas and philosophies might not totally line up. And, You draft a rookie quarterback and you keep your coach and then you fire him before the season is even over. It is just so Bears. And when people ask us, like, why do they keep being in the same position and why are they stuck in the mud? And why? Because this is what they always do. They are the ones that keep allowing history to repeat itself. They're the ones. They're the ones responsible. They're the ones that aren't learning from their past mistakes in certain football/business transgressions. They're the ones.
2018 is a long time ago.
It is a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, Carmen.
There were no Waymos in 2018, you guys.
None.
There wasn't even COVID yet in 2018.
Couldn't find a Waymo.
There was no Waymo and there's no COVID.
Only on the Google campus. That's where you could find a Waymo.
Only on the Google campus.
Only on the Google campus.
Yeah, it was a lot different in 2018. That's the last time they beat the Packers. That's the last time they had a winning season. That's the last time they won a division. And that's a long time ago at this point. You got kids in, who was it called? He said, my kid's in kindergarten. He hasn't been alive since the Bears beat the Packers.
Yep.
Which 11 straight losses and counting. So stop screwing it up. Stop having too many cooks in the kitchen. You think let Ryan Poles do this job and aggressively pursue Ben Johnson. Give him a reason to say, yeah, that's the job I want. That makes sense. I'll go there. Like, aggressively pursue him.
Give him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah. Give him the old Marlon Brando off.
That's
Give him the send Luca Brasi with him if you want. You want somebody else to go, forget about George, forget about Kevin Warren, send Luca Brasi with
Hopefully
him.
you don't need a horse's head.
Well,
hopefully you don't.
You never know.
Yeah.
If you have to, you have to. I mean, come on. No, I'm just kidding.